We're in this AI revolution right now. And it's a technology, it's a tool. We use AI as a collaborator too, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And not just doing the work for you. And I know that people are afraid of that, like, oh, it's gonna replace you. And I always say that the only thing that's going to replace are the people using the AI are going to replace you, because they're going to become more efficient.
Be with your child,
That's correct. That's
be with your child as
number one.
Number one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't let your child, in their room with the door closed.
Yeah, it's like giving them TikTok, give them social media, just
Yeah.
run amok.
Yeah, so that's definitely something that is key, is
That's
supervision. Welcome to the Tech Translator podcast, where we decode apps, trends, and digital chaos so parents don't feel left behind and students don't have to navigate it alone. Now, today we are decoding a very fun but also important topic, which is how parents can prepare their kids for tomorrow's world when it comes to creativity and AI. And I'm super excited because today we have a very special guest, Mr. Aaron Randall, joining us and his only day off of the year. So Thank you so much. No, I'm just kidding. But you are pretty busy as a husband and a father of two. Aaron is also a full-time graphic designer and illustrator with 18 years of studio experience. And in the last few years, he's been able to integrate into his work some fascinating ways that will blow your mind when it comes to AI. You've incorporated AI and you've done it brilliantly, but we'll share more about that later.
Sure.
So I think it's safe to say you're an expert in the field, right?
I think so. I'm getting there. Still a lot to learn. It's like it changes every day.
No, AI is definitely changing. There's more and more tools that are coming up, and I know you've been using a lot of these tools and experimenting with them. So thank you again for being in the podcast.
No, thanks for having me, man. This is great.
Love
to be here.
Grateful.
Yeah.
I just want to start with some quick facts when it comes to AI. Okay.
Sure.
So first one, today, 34% of US adults say they've used ChatGPT. That's according to a Pew Research Center survey. According to another research completed by Exploding Topics, 77% of companies are either using or exploring the use of AI. And then 83% of companies claim that AI is a top priority when it comes to their business plans. 97% of business owners think using ChatGPT will help their business. I think I can agree with that. I mean, there's definitely a lot of benefits for the business side of things to utilize AI. And then the last fact is that according to Forbes, 71% of social media images are now AI generated, which is crazy.
That is wow. That's fast. Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
So let's start with this. Let's define AI for parents, because I know that there are parents who are new to the concept of AI, or maybe they have a slight idea of what it is. But how would you simply explain what AI is, especially when it comes to generative AI, and why it's become such a significant topic?
We're in this AI revolution right now. And it's a technology, it's a tool. They have the large language models, which you have like ChatGPT, Grok, Gemini, and things like that, where you're able to create prompts. And I know you guys hear a lot of that prompts.
The prompts,
Yeah, and I think of it as like scripts. It's becoming where it understands natural language. You don't have to get too technical. It's like you're texting a friend. I have ChatGPT on my phone, and I just text. I guess like you're texting a friend. And you just text and just type whatever you need, and what images or videos you need and stuff like that, and is able to like create what you ask for. In a nutshell, it is a tool, and it's a very intelligent tool. And kind of like Siri, whatnot. So
absolutely. Siri is AI, of course.
And it's been around since the times of like video games. Like the first video game, there was AI in there.
Wow.
Yeah. So AI existed for a very long time, but now it's just very prominent. It's smarter.
Yeah, I remember like when you play against the CPU growing up, right?
That's AI.
Like Super Smash Brothers, Nintendo 64. You're playing against the CPU.
Yep. Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat.
Man, AI was in the 90s.
Yeah, it was back then.
Yeah, but now we're using it a lot differently, and it's more accessible for a lot of other areas.
That's correct.
In our lives. And so At Parent Pro Tech, when I do presentations, we go to schools, we go to churches nationwide.
Right.
I like to describe AI as like it's a field of study, right? Just like biology.
Yes.
And basically its job is to mimic human intelligence based off of a data base that it's fed.
Yes.
I love what you said as well. I mean,
Absolutely.
the different models that exist, which I like to say the different models are like having different specialists. So like
Yes.
one model is really good at drawing, while another model is really good at script writing and
That's
just
correct.
writing in general.
Yes.
So now, as a creative professional, how has AI impacted your work and the broader like graphic design, illustration industry in recent years?
Oh man, I mean, leaps and bounds. I mean, it's been very helpful. My job is to implement AI into the design creative workflow, and it definitely accelerated our process. So if we were to pitch an idea to a client, our constant development phase has accelerated. Our brainstorming has accelerated. We have your team of team of people you brainstorm with, your think tank team, kind of thing. And when you incorporate AI into the space, it definitely bring up new ideas, something you have never thought of. So we use AI as a collaborator too, you know what I'm saying? And not just doing the work for you. And I know that people are afraid of that, like, oh, it's going to replace you. And I always say that the only thing that's going to replace are the people using the AI are going to replace you because they're going to become more efficient. The turnaround time, efficiency, and in today's world, it's a microwave world, and where things need to be done quicker, instantaneous. So these tools will help you do that, and it removes all the redundant things from our day to day.
That's what I think I like most about AI.
Yeah.
Is that there's a lot of redundant work that needs to be done out there, and so AI can cut that out. Well, take over that project or that side of the project, and then let you focus on more of the creative side and the bigger picture stuff, so that you're able to turn around the project faster.
That is correct. Yeah.
It creates an efficient
do more fun stuff
in your workflow.
Yeah,
do more fun stuff.
do more fun stuff.
Let me focus on
let the robots do all the boring stuff.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned prompts earlier.
Yeah.
Can you share with me, because I think this is one of the most fascinating parts that you have a lot of experience, and you've shown me how to create prompts, but can you tell the audience, like, for example, they're not familiar with prompts and what AI has the capability of doing, but can you share with them just like a prompt that you would share with AI when it comes to graphic design or illustration, and then what the results look like?
Help me to create, this is how I'm typing, help me to create an image to video prompt, right? Based on this image. Okay. That's all you got to say. And then it'll spit out a nice detailed prompt on how you want this image to be animated. Now you can be more specific, like, oh, I want the camera to zoom in on, let's say it's a person, I want the camera to zoom in on this person. I want it to do an orbit, all these like camera movements, and then it'll make sure to incorporate that into the prompt.
Wow.
And then you just copy paste that into a video generation tool. And I would say 9 out of 10, it's pretty successful. And, maybe a couple generations, but you'll have good results.
You're saying that you use ChatGPT to help you create the prompt.
Correct.
Now, when ChatGPT gives you that prompt, then you take that prompt and you go into another AI tool. I know you use many, like Runway.
Yeah.
And then you can use the prompt to create a video or whatever it is on that AI tool.
Correct.
Because if you don't use a proper prompt, basically the results that the AI tool is going to give you is not going to be, there's going to be like an expectation gap.
Correct.
It's not going to be accurate. So you're using ChatGPT to sharpen that prompt to give you a result closer to what you were thinking.
Exactly. You got to have a robot talk to another robot. You know what I'm saying? And then it happens, and it actually is a really good result, because then, a lot of these tools require credits, things like that. Now you're going to be burning through all your credits when you don't have the right prompt. So to be efficient, you want to use a large language model like ChatGPT or Grok or whatever to design your prompts. And you just type in natural language what you're looking for. Oh, I need a text to image prompt, or I need a an image to video prompt, that kind of stuff. So you want to tell it what it is exactly. Because if you don't, if it'll just give you like a general prompt that may not work well for like an image generation tool or video generation tool.
Yeah, no, that's great. And
Yeah.
I've seen you, sketch out an image,
Oh yeah, yeah.
with your own bare hands,
Yes.
your own creative brain, human brain,
Oh yeah.
upload it to ChatGPT to help you create a prompt. And then you export it to another AI tool and make that sketch into like a 3D image, kind of like a Pixar or like animated image. Then you're able to animate that image into a video.
Yes, absolutely.
Which is like,
that's a whole other process.
That's a
right?
whole other
Yeah,
process.
yeah.
But I mean that blows my mind that
Yeah,
you're able to do that.
That's been working out. I'm glad you brought that up because that's one of the main process of in my current job right now is being able to sketch my own images, and I think it's important to incorporate, not have AI to do all the work, but you can use your sketch in your own original drawing and then put it into a tool, so I put it into ChatGPT and say, hey, I want this picture to be a certain way, and it'll analyze that image, and I'll just copy that prompt and then go into a tool like Viscom, and I'll just upload my sketch, and then it has a prompt field, and I'll just paste my prompt in there, and it'll go ahead and it'll generate that image based on my sketch.
Wow.
And it'll be really close to the sketch, which is really amazing. Not that you can give it some creative freedom, but you can control. So there's control that's happening here. Okay. And that's what's new in this AI space. And that's the next phase is more control.
Wow.
Creative control.
More creative control.
Correct.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're still controlling it.
It's not controlling you. No.
Yeah. So I mean, I could see kids being super interested in this. I mean, I could see them.
Love it.
Their mouths salivating over the fact that they can create art like this.
Yes.
They can create videos like this with prompts and AI. Now, what are some positive ways kids can use AI in their artistic pursuits, even at a young age, right? What do you think? Like I'm thinking like image generators, story creators, digital art tools. Like what do you think when you think of like young kids using AI for art?
Man, I teach my kids AI, and for them to be able to like draw something on their own, their character, and then put it into a tool where now it can make it like Pixar or 3D rendering of it, make it look realistic.
Yeah.
They can even still color it, do whatever they need to do. But I've seen examples like this dad, I forgot his name, but he's been taking his son's drawings and put it into AI, and then they make it look like a 3D.
Oh wow.
And then animate it, and then the kids light up when they see their creation come to life.
It's true. I can imagine.
It's inspiring.
Yeah.
I wish I had that as a kid. I was playing Legos and stuff and used my imagination, which is a good thing still.
Right.
But to see like a child just light up when they take a sketch into an AI tool to bring it to life, that's next level.
Yeah.
And then to take it a step further, I mean, if they aspire to be an animator, they can do it now.
That's true.
They can literally make their own episodes, their shows, and put it on YouTube. Free distribution.
Yeah.
Wow. And now they can start their own studio right now.
Yeah.
So that's a really cool thing where to tell a child, like, you can while you're in school, way after school.
Yeah.
But like to make your own shows, cartoon.
Yeah. Have your kids created their own cartoons or their own? You said their own like characters.
Yeah. So, my daughter more so. She's like now trying to come up with ideas because she saw me working on some stuff, and so she wants to create her own cartoons.
Gotcha. And your daughter is how old?
She's 11.
She's 11. Okay.
She's 11. Yeah. And my son, he's 15, and he has like clay, like he makes the little clay creatures like out of like just like. It's called forgot. Hay clay. It's called hay clay. Yeah. So so he'll take his little characters in clay, and then we can literally take a picture of the clay and then move him using AI.
Wow.
And we've done a few experiments, and he just lit up. He was like, "Wow, that's crazy!" So he can make your own
Yeah.
claymations,
Yeah.
using their own thing. So
I mean, that's creativity to a whole nother
that's a
level.
whole other level. You
Yeah.
have your own studio in the computer,
Yes.
right? And so that's the thing. Like, it doesn't take creativity away from kids. I think that'll make them even more creative. Inspire them even more because they're like excited to see like, oh man, I'm gonna create my own characters, my own world,
That's
and I
so
can
true.
bring it to life now.
Yes.
Instead of waiting till I'm older and having
Yeah.
to learn how to animate,
And
which is still good,
yeah.
but they can do it now. So that's what's inspiring.
Yeah, no, absolutely,
Yeah.
100%.
Hmm.
Speaking of having these AI tools in your computer and allowing your kids to use them, are there any specific AI tools or platforms you've seen that are particularly well suited and safe for children to explore these artistic interests?
Yeah, I think like from the back, I think Runway is
Runway.
like top top tier right now.
Yeah.
Kling, Kling is another one. That's like
We've used Kling before.
yeah, yeah, that's like one of the top video generators, but they're overall safe because most of them are because they do restrict violence.
Okay.
So if you have, prompt and say, hey, I want this character to do that, blah, 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 and something violent, they actually don't condone it. And they have uh, restrictions, really tight restrictions on that.
Okay.
Now, they do have open source AI tools. I would have kids stay away from the open source ones because then they don't have any restrictions. But
Okay.
we have something like a Runway and Luma Dream Machine or Kling or one of the main ones. They usually have restrictions and they're pretty safe.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I would
that's good.
say stay away from open source AI tools.
Now,
Hmm.
if I don't know what open source is,
Yeah,
which would mean like open to any developer to
correct.
create, right?
That's correct.
So how would you know that something's open source?
It would actually tell you what
Okay,
yeah,
we're
if
saying
it's open source.
Okay,
Yeah.
so as parents,
Hmm.
just make sure that
Do the
the
research.
platform doesn't say open source,
Hmm.
and then also be with your child.
That's correct. That's
Be with your child as
number
they
one.
number one.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't
yeah.
let your child in their room with the door closed.
Yeah, it's like
It's
giving them TikTok. To
yeah,
give them social media, just
yeah.
run amok.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
definitely something that
yeah.
is key is
That's correct.
supervision when it comes
Supervision.
to these AI tools, which I'm sure you do with your
Absolutely.
kids. How can parents encourage their children to use AI tools responsibly and then ethically in any creative project that they use?
I think to incorporate their own artwork,
Okay.
with AI tools.
So not starting like, hey, AI,
Hmm.
can you create a prompt for this for it to create a character, but
Yeah.
rather for them to start working on it offline per se?
Offline, yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the incorporating just analog way of designing and creating the characters, and then having AI then afterwards AI to collaborate with that, original art piece. I think that's an ethical way of doing it. Some people will just say, I think it's a pressable button. It really, and sometimes, when people just say, "Hey, I'm an artist," all of a sudden because I just hit generate,
Yeah,
you're not an artist,
it's true.
so there's really no creativity there. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
yeah,
if you just tell your child, make sure you start with your own ideas first. You know what I'm saying?
that's good. Wow.
And then use AI, for that. Or you can use AI for helping you generate ideas. So sometimes I do that for myself. I'll say if I'm just fresh out of ideas, I'll go to one of those tools and be like, I need maybe just a few ideas for character or scene or whatever like the case may be, and it'll give me suggestions, and
Yeah,
that'll just a light bulb will go up and be like, oh, that's a good idea, and then I'll start drawing.
yeah,
You
and then
know, yeah,
you'll modify the idea to fit,
yep,
any other
to tailor
creative
it.
ideas that come to mind. Or
That's correct.
yeah,
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 yeah.
no, that's
Yeah,
good.
so use it to collaborate and as a brainstorm collaborator, a partner, and then it's kind of like having your own design team with you.
Yeah,
And so you
that's
think of it
true.
that way. So I use these tools to help me provide references instead of Googling it. I used to Google references and ideas, and now I could just do it myself,
Yeah, no, that's
and
that's
yeah,
true.
yeah,
Yeah, because
yeah,
uh, you know, a child never runs out of creativity, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
Like my daughter, she's 7 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and her mind is always throwing out ideas
Yeah.
on any and everything, really.
Yeah.
So I think being a child and having that creativity and then being able to create something out of it
Yeah.
is amazing.
Yeah.
Like that's something
Absolutely.
that I think parents really
Mm-hmm.
should probably start leveraging, because a lot of
I
things are
agree.
going in the future. AI, they're going to get introduced to AI, and I think if you start young,
Mm-hmm.
teaching them how to use it ethically,
Yeah.
and then still keep your original creative ideas,
Yeah.
I think that's important.
Yeah.
But beyond art,
Yeah.
how do you see AI impacting how children learn and develop skills in the future, especially in fields related to technology?
I think they'll learn a lot quicker with these tools now because they're going to be very resourceful. We used to go to libraries, and that's still good. You can
Yeah.
go to libraries and get your, I don't know if they use encyclopedias anymore.
Right.
What I'm saying? That's old
Yeah.
school now. But
When I was in the fourth grade,
yeah.
I wanted to write a letter to the president,
Oh, okay.
and I didn't know what the White House address was.
Oh, okay.
So I remember like not
Oh,
having, not being able to find it for whatever reason online. So
yeah.
I went to the library and actually found the address
That's
to
awesome.
the White House.
Yeah.
And till this day, I still remember, not the number, but the street, Pennsylvania Ave.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, but I remember like just
Mm-hmm.
having my resources. So now you can literally just ask
Yeah.
ChatGPT,
Right
hey,
away. Yeah.
what's the White House address?
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
as a parent, like
Mm.
those things are cool to teach our kids.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to like, hey, my child said that he wanted to write a letter to the president, he or
Mhm.
she.
Mhm.
Don't let AI write the letter for you.
Correct.
You
Yeah.
know, like you
Don't.
still
Yeah.
want it to come from your
Come from
heart.
your heart. Yeah.
Yeah,
I always say
absolutely.
always human first.
Always human first.
Human first, then AI to help maybe polish your writing a little bit, but not your whole thing. And I always say keep it the 80-20 rule, right? 80% you, 20% tools,
Wow.
or AI when it comes
That's
to
good.
AI. And I found it to be more uh, just very human, it'll stay human. And that's what we do with my current position where our input is 80% human input,
Yeah,
and then 20% AI,
that's true.
and if it's the other way around, what's the point? You
That's
know what I'm
right.
saying?
That's
So,
right.
you have to have some discernment and how to use these tools,
And
and
that's
that's why it's
yeah.
important for a parent to hold a child's hand and to walk them through it because it will be part of their lives. Now, the worst thing you can do as a parent is to keep it away from them
Oh,
because
God.
that's going to be a huge disadvantage for your kids. And I know that they can't do it now. I mean, depending on how old they are,
Right.
but you got to give them guide rails,
Yeah, guardrails. Yeah, absolutely.
guardrails,
Yeah.
and in that's going to be part of the world, and you
Yeah.
want to prepare them, but you want to get them into the right track of mind, like how to use it and not be fully dependent on it, but you got to hold their hand through it
Yeah,
and not keep it away from them.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
Now you've been able to leverage AI for your work.
Yeah.
Is there any advice or ways that you can think of for parents to be able to utilize AI for their everyday life? Are there any tips or any ideas that you have in mind?
Yeah, everything.
Everything.
I mean,
from the moment you
from
wake
the
up
moment you
to
wake
the moment
up,
you fall
what
asleep.
should I do today?
What's something sweet I could say to my spouse?
Yeah, right, exactly, right, exactly. No, yeah, I mean everything like schedules, you know what I'm saying, like family trips, you know what I'm saying, because they can know where you're located, because you can just put that beforehand in ChatGPT, like your profile, like where you live and stuff like that. So you
Yeah.
can say like, oh, I want to take a family, any suggestion for a family vacation. You need some chore ideas for your kids. So you can it'll help you give suggestions to for like a chore schedule, a chore chart,
Wow, that's good.
that kind of stuff. Or you want something for your kids to brush up on as far as what they need to learn, they can help you with that. Cooking recipes, like I use ChatGPT a lot for recipes,
Yeah.
and so I don't need to really Google it anymore. I can list down the ingredients that I have and say, what can I make with this?
Wow.
And it'll literally spit out few options, and it's delicious,
Wow.
and it's I wanted to make homemade ramen,
Yeah.
It made homemade ramen. You know,
Yeah. Oh,
it was delicious.
that's
Yeah, it was
great.
so
Yeah.
good.
Wow. All off AI.
All of AI.
And
Yeah.
if you're using AI correctly, if you're using
Yeah.
ChatGPT
Mhm.
correctly, you should be spending less time on
Mhm.
technically,
Yeah.
right? If you think about
Yeah.
it, because you used to have to,
Mhm.
technically, some people are still doing it, like where you Google the recipe, like you
Yeah.
said, right?
Mhm.
And you're searching, you're looking for
Oh
reviews, and
man.
you're trying to find the right fit, one that
Mhm.
works with what ingredients you have, one that works with the time that you have to cook.
Yes.
But now ChatGPT can spit out a recipe based
Mhm.
on exactly what ingredients you have and how much time you
That's
have
correct.
from prepping to serving the
That's
food.
correct.
And
Yeah.
so I like to every now and then I'll ask ChatGPT, hey, prompts like this, like I have 3 hours on Friday to spend time with my family.
Mm.
Give me some ideas on some activities. And
Yeah.
so now ChatGPT knows I'm not going to suggest an all-day activity
Yeah.
for you and your family. I know
Mm.
now that you have 3 hours,
Yeah.
you want an activity to spend time with your family, so it needs to be within the 3 hour time frame, and it needs to be family friendly
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
And then if I give it my geolocation or where I'm going to be,
Yeah.
then it'll suggest stuff in that area as well. So
Yeah.
no, that's great.
Yeah.
That's
It's really
I mean,
helpful.
there's a lot you can do with AI.
Yeah, it's really like sky's the limit, honestly.
Sky's the
You know,
limit.
you could
Yeah.
say, hey, what should I wear? You can even do a video like ChatGPT will do a video and you say, hey, does this shirt go with my pants?
Yeah.
You know, and it'll give you suggestions. Oh, how does my hair look? You know, that kind of stuff. Do I look I'm ready for a special event? And it'll give you suggestions. You know, oh, you
Yeah.
should wear this. Oh, what do you have in your closet?
That's
You know,
true.
so
Yeah.
it's like a life assistant. You
Yeah.
know, kind of
Right.
like a, you know, sometimes you can become a life coach, you know.
Right.
But don't be too dependent on it.
Yeah. Don't be
You
too.
know, yeah.
And one thing, that I like to tell parents is to teach your kids that
Mhm.
AI is
Mhm.
AI. It's
Yeah.
not a human.
Yeah.
It's not a friend.
Yeah.
It's
Correct.
AI.
It's AI.
So I tell my daughter all the time,
Yeah.
like, hey, because Spotify has a DJ feature now.
Oh, that's really.
Yes.
Oh, I gotta start using that. How is
Yeah.
that?
Oh, it's spot on.
Get out of
Like the
here.
DJ will say, like, hey, I know you like this kind of music and you've been listening to this artist.
Uh-huh.
You know, the other day it
Mm.
listed a band. It was like, hey,
Mm.
last week you listened to this band 4 days in a row. Let's put some of that on.
Oh, okay.
And it'll
Okay.
talk and everything. And so my
That's
daughter is
crazy.
like, wow, that's a DJ. And I'm like, yeah, but it's AI.
Yeah.
It's not a real
It's
person.
not a real person.
And so I constantly have to remind her, like, hey,
Yeah.
this is AI.
Mhm.
And that's
Wow,
that's
that's
one thing.
cool.
Yeah. But yeah, Spotify,
Mhm.
DJ, I mean,
I'm gonna start using that today.
it's really cool,
Yeah.
So you catch a lot of flack, a lot of pushback I've seen, even on like
Oh,
LinkedIn,
man.
when it comes to AI and art and creativity.
Mhm.
There's a fear that AI might stifle human creativity, right?
Yeah.
As someone deeply involved in a creative field, what's your perspective on this? Like, how
Oh,
can parents
man.
ensure that their children continue to value and nurture? And I think we've talked a little
Mhm.
bit about this, but
Yeah.
how can they nurture their unique human creativity alongside these AI tools?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of misconception about these tools, right?
Right.
And it kind of remind me the days of I'm aging myself when Photoshop first came into the scene, you
Okay.
know. And I also do traditional art too, like painting and things like that. And it's been a while though. But so now these traditional artists or photographers started using Photoshop,
Okay.
and then they got a lot of flack for
Yeah.
using that, even back then,
Wow.
technology. And I think it's just ignorance. I think it's the fear of because you don't really know a lot about it. So
Yeah.
then there's fear that would set in. And I think if you're just to kind of educate yourself on your own on what these tools actually do, it'll enhance you in some way in
Yeah.
your own original capabilities.
Okay.
So it's not going to replace you, and I don't think that ever going to happen, and maybe some fields, and maybe like car industry would definitely be replaced, like car assembly. I mean, even now they have robots building, cars and things like that.
True.
But as designers, AI is not going to design the car. The
Mm.
human has to be involved. So there's still human involvement that needs to happen,
Yes.
in order for these tools to work. It doesn't work on its own. It's not autonomous,
That's true.
So I think that, and I've seen feedbacks and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Oh, you can't call yourself an artist anymore, and this, that, and the other. And it's like I heard that before when Photoshop first came out to the scene. Oh, you're not a real photographer. You're not a real painter. You're not this or that. But look how many jobs were created from Photoshop, Adobe.
That's true. That
Probably
yeah.
millions of jobs.
Yeah.
You know, and it changed the world, the industry. It changed every industry. It changed the world, like the tools like this. So we're just in the AI revolution, and yes, be careful. Yes, it's still new into the scene, so it's going to cause a ruckus. It's a lot of noise,
Yeah.
but you just have to have discernment on what to pay attention to, how to utilize this tool. In all honesty, in order to use these tools properly, try to use it in a practical way first.
Gotcha.
Use it in a practical way, and then just go from there. That's your starting point. Use it in practical ways like scheduling, plans like we talked about, like vacation plans, recipes. That's how you kind of get familiar with these tools. Then you start to see like, oh, I can use these. It's a collaborator. It's like have an assistant,
Gotcha.
but that it's not a real person, but it's intelligent, and it to me, I don't use Google anymore. I
Wow.
use ChatGPT. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it does save me time. So I don't have to search for things.
Right.
It'll
Right.
go right away. If I need to have an email, I'll type my email first and it'll say, I'll polish this email,
Yeah.
and it'll sound more professional, and you can do that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
that's good. I mean, even Google though, they've been utilizing AI in their search.
yeah,
now.
Gemini. Yeah.
Gemini.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
They've incorporated Gemini into their search. So
Yeah.
when you search for something,
Definitely
you're supposed to get a more
Mhm.
more accurate,
Correct.
result in
Yeah.
that first prompt.
Yeah.
That's AI based.
Yes.
The rest is just sponsored stuff.
Yeah, it
and
is.
just SEO and just,
Yeah.
stuff that they're
Yeah.
selling. But
Absolutely. Yeah.
let's talk a little bit about the importance of parents having these conversations, because at Parent Project, we believe that parenting happens a lot in conversations.
Yeah.
Right. If you have that open communication, it's so essential to parenting. And that's why in our
agree.
platform, which I'll share more about later,
Yeah.
we have conversation starters with every single series that we release.
Yeah.
But what would you say is the best way for parents to start having conversations with their children, no matter the age, about AI?
Just be absolutely honest with them, and invite them in, and just show them, lead by example. How are you using it?
Cool.
Lead by example. Like, oh, hey, I just made a grocery list, like with ChatGPT or Gemini, whatever. Made a schedule for myself. That kind of stuff, or help me get ideas for vacations and things like that. So kind of lead by example, and I think that's the best way to show kids that, and just be open to it. And that'll automatically like help them feel just part of that conversation, just invite them into that world, and just by real use case scenarios, I think keeping them away from it, I think that's dangerous. But do it in a safe way, and because you're using it, and you have to hold their hand through it. But I think that's probably like the best way to kind of get them in that, and then educate them and talk about it. Have a healthy conversation about how to incorporate AI into your life. And then also that it doesn't don't this can never ever replace human relationships.
That's
You know,
good.
you can't
Yeah.
be intimate with robots.
Yes.
These are tools that's very useful. You know what I'm saying? So you got to have that 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 conversation where they need to know the difference
Yes.
between the two.
Yes.
You have your imaginary friends, then you
Yeah.
got your AI. You know what I'm saying? Well, AI will answer you back, but but that's not your friend.
But it's not your friend.
It's not your friend.
It's completely. It's a tool.
It's a tool.
It
Yeah.
is a tool, and it's created to, like I said earlier,
Mhm.
start
Mhm.
replicate human intelligence.
Correct.
But it's not. It's
Mhm.
not a friend. It's not a human.
No.
So even AI models are built different. Not all
Mhm.
AI models are the same. Some
Yeah.
have certain guardrails, like you had mentioned, open source
Yes.
AI tools that are not built with these safeguards in place.
Yes.
And so that's something for parents to understand as well.
Yeah.
Like when you think of AI, it's not all the same.
Not all the same.
It's not all the same. That's I think a common misconception.
Yeah.
And so that's something to definitely keep in mind.
Yeah.
Now, looking ahead, how do you envision AI shaping like the job market? Because you say like
Mm.
to keep AI from your child is dangerous. And I think
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
you were trying to say is that when it comes to their career and the future, their jobs, like we had shared some statistics and I had said, 83% of companies claim that AI is a top priority in their business plans.
Yeah.
So by the time this generation gets older, the companies already have incorporated AI
Yes.
at this point,
Yeah.
right?
That's true.
So if you keep your child from AI now and incorporating that ethical use of AI,
Mm.
then that will put them in a disadvantage when it comes to their
Yeah.
career
Yeah.
in the future.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
so yeah, just my question being, what's the how do you envision AI shaping the future job market,
Uh,
particularly for creative professions?
yeah, it'll definitely change in so many ways, and unfortunately, it would affect maybe like entry level, maybe positions,
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that.
yeah, it'll definitely, companies would be allowed to now consolidate more,
Okay.
and not have, we have huge layouts have been happening with a lot of these like creative studios and things like that, and that's because some of these departments are redundant, and
Yeah.
so it will remove redundancy away, which would be more cost savings for the company,
Right.
which will allow for them to be more efficient, and then maybe longevity and more innovation,
Okay.
more energy into innovation, and create better systems, and I think it'll also help the culture of the company as well, you know, because like I said, it can present new ideas, um, provide better systems for the company, whether it be project management or pitching to a client and things like that.
Yeah.
But I think that when your child learns the AI when they get older, obviously by the time they get to the job, whatever job it is, AI is already fully implemented into the workflow, into the business, you know. So where they're now using communications like Slack, things like that. I mean, AI is already kind of built into Slack,
Yeah. And Slack
Um,
is, for those who don't know, a messaging
yeah,
platform for really for work for the
for
most
work.
part. Like we
Yeah,
use it at Parent Protect
yeah.
to communicate internally. So
Exactly.
yeah,
So it'll definitely help in so many ways,
yeah.
Um,
And by the time
yeah.
kids get to that point,
Hmm.
they're like, I've been using AI since I was 10 years old,
Yeah.
creating I've
Yeah.
been creating
Yeah.
with AI
Yeah.
and utilizing it ethically since.
Yeah,
And so
absolutely.
that's going to be
And
a leg up.
honestly, it's getting so good where kids might not even have jobs. They're going to have their own studios.
Oh wow,
I mean,
yeah,
you can even think of it that way.
yeah,
I mean, come
that's good.
on.
That's true.
They
I didn't
can't,
think about that.
yeah, they, I
Yeah.
mean, that's where it's happening, where they're Hollywood or whatever, they're seeking out smaller studios, not
Oh,
bigger
okay.
studios,
Makes sense.
and now that's more profitable for you, and for the new business, for that small studio.
Yeah.
But it's going to be to a point where like it's getting so good where kids are able to create their own studio at a young age, where they're going to be entrepreneurs at such a young age,
Yeah, that makes
because it does foster entrepreneurship
that's true.
earlier when you have
Earlier.
these tools.
Makes
Yeah,
sense. And then they,
right.
there's obviously there's a lot of skill set that come into
Also, yeah,
so many, it's
hmm,
like it's not just animating, it's storytelling, which is
right.
obviously,
How to run a
step
business.
one, how to run a business,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
a lot of kids want to be YouTubers anyways
That's
nowadays.
true. Yeah, my daughter said,
So
"I'm going to be a YouTuber." I was like, "Okay, they'll probably make more money than me." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're probably gonna
Yeah,
make tons
he
of money.
did tons of money. You know,
More
look
than
at
us.
Mr. Beast. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, the
man,
number one
he's
YouTuber.
yeah, but it's like he's doing some amazing things. Like he's a humanitarian. He has
True.
like shows now. I mean, you can be successful so early,
Yeah.
but the right heart, the right intention. What is your why? And maybe that's a
And
question you should ask your kids earlier.
that's a good
It's
one.
like, what is your why? They
Yeah.
need to start that conversation as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Like if they want to be a YouTuber or they want to do this and this and that, like, okay, why?
Why do you want to do
You
it?
can't just be like, oh, I want to make money.
No,
No,
that's
that's the wrong reason.
Yes.
Yeah,
We've
yeah,
seen that
yeah.
that crumble
Oh yeah,
in people's lives
oh yeah.
too many times.
Even before AI. Yeah,
Even before, yeah.
yeah,
That's
a wrong motivation.
yeah. So what's the one key message you hope parents take away from our conversation today about AI and their kids?
I just say, don't be scared of it.
It's good.
Embrace
Yeah.
it.
Embrace it.
Be cautious, but
Yeah.
embrace it.
Yeah.
And learn on your own too. Learn as much as you can,
Yeah.
because it changes all the time. It's an ever changing tool, technology right now. But just be updated as much as you can, and so that you can direct your kids on their where they need to go.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
AI is like television. It's
Yeah.
technically it's neutral.
Yeah.
The object itself,
Mhm.
but then from it comes influence. And
Yes.
influence is not neutral.
Yeah.
Influence is either positive
or
or it's negative.
Correct.
And I think as parents, we need to steer our kids into, if they are going to get influenced by anything, to see it for what it is and then
Right.
understand whether it's negative or positive
Correct.
influence. But here in Parent Pro Tech, we help families and educators safely navigate tech. And you talked about AI and staying on top of it. Well, we help you do that. And how do we do that? Well, we have a platform with a vast library of videos, conversation starters, and resources that cover everything from social media, video games, mobile devices, and of course, AI. We cover that as well.
Awesome.
We also have a K through 12 curriculum for schools to teach online safety for students. Check us out at parentprotect.com, where you can sign up for a free trial. And hey, tell your principal, your church leader to reach out to us. We'd love to have a conversation with them and see how we can support your community when it comes to safely navigating tech. So, Aaron, where can our listeners follow you and see more of your work?
Man, you can check me out on Instagram, Aaron Randall Art, or YouTube, Aaron Randall Art. So, and check me out there.
What's one good dad joke? Because I like to do dad jokes because
Okay.
I'm a dad joke
Yeah.
king. So here I'll leave you with two.
Okay.
All right. So number one, what do you call a cow with no legs?
Oh man. I don't know.
Ground beef.
Wow, that's good. I like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like that.
What do you call a server at a restaurant that only has one leg?
Server at a restaurant.
I don't know why I'm fascinated by legs.
It's just AI. They want to take out people's legs.
Yeah, AI would.
Yeah. Oh man, what is it?
IHOP.
Wow, that's. I like that one.
You like that?
I like that one. Those are good, man.
All right, well, if you like our
Yeah.
dad jokes, or if you have any comments, questions, leave them in the comment box. Let us know. Reach out to us. You can reach out to the team at parentprotect.com. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah.
And also, thank you, Aaron, for enlightening us on AI and the creative field and
Yeah.
how the two work hand in hand and how we can really just help our kids prepare for the world tomorrow when
Yeah.
it comes to AI and creativity.
Anytime, man. Thanks for having me. And like I said, I'd love to teach too. And yeah, I think this is really important what you guys are doing. So
Thank you.
thank you for having me.
Yeah,
I
of course.
appreciate what you guys do.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And I hope the listeners, you found this conversation valuable and feel more, like I said, confident about navigating AI with your family. My name is Melvin. I'm the creative director here at Parent Pro Tech, and this is Aaron Randall. And thank you so much for listening.
Thanks, guys.